back one more time, as always. We today are going to talk about the double standards. I am here with Mr. Shadow.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
All right. And we are going to have this wonderful conversation, which I can give you. I think it's like the best example is everybody knows the guy that's out there calling out women. When he asked, do you want a short man? And all the women say, hey, nobody wants a short man.
100% of women will say no.
Right? And then the guy pulls out a scale, and they all of a sudden they want to jump on that scale. And they're like, why are you doing that? That's so offensive. And it's only offensive because supposedly women can't change it. Yes, they can. So it's just a double standard, and it's going to lead on, of course, to more of the double standards that we experience as men. But that's one of the main ones right now that's out there. So we want to be able to touch on that a little bit. So I'm gonna let you take it away, Mr. Shadow.
Okay, so first we're gonna talk about what Tygon has mentioned, the height and the weight. I think women are just too picky. Because I don't know what it is. It's just, I guess social media made it like toxic, and then every woman, if you ask any woman, they want all their men, like their partner, to be over 6 foot. It's just yeah, that, and they're fit, they have money, make over 100,000 probably. It's just, but us men, we don't care about that stuff. We could be dating someone who works at a fast food place or any 9 to 5, and as long as they're good, loyal to you, respectful, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Tygon?
Yeah, I mean, it's I completely agree. But then we go back to this, right? Well, how can we understand the other side? That's how I'm gonna take that side at the moment and tell you, well, if those are my preferences, how are you judging my preferences?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Women are just toxic like that,
Well,
you say that you say that you don't like Asian women, and you get hate on it, but just a preference,
Yeah, that's true. You say
you literally get hated if you hate like it's just a preference, It's just
yeah.
So women say nothing says anything, but what men say is like it's a big problem,
Well,
It's just
that in itself is a giant double standard that is out there, especially on the internet, where you have women who will degrade men, tell them they're trash, say all kinds of bad things, and nobody says anything, nobody bats an eye. But when a man says, oh, well, all women are trash, oh, he's a misogynist, he's this, he's that, he's that, they never come out with, oh, she's a misandrist. Then nobody ever screams out that. And then the funniest part about it is, all these double standards can only be enforced by men. If you really think about it, these weak men that these women manipulate and tell them, well, it doesn't matter how many guys I've been with. Yeah, it does.
it does. It plays a big factor,
It says a lot about your character. It says a lot about your choices. So and then also, as we explained in another episode, it's the pair bonding starts to weigh down, and it starts to like wear out practically, so the same emotion is no longer there. So yeah, it does matter, and then but it's funny that if a man says that, now I'm insecure,
yeah, it's confusing,
yeah.
Society made it like a standard for women to have more double standards than men.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think the only double standard we really have is the one where we can be with multiple women and, we're still praised. But
yeah,
other than that, it's like we really don't have any double standards when it comes down to favoring men. We got one, and then they got all these, multiple. Jeez, it's like, and again, it can only be enforced by men. So on the other side, we got, these men. There was a man. I read this post with this man. I think he's also a podcaster. I believe he is. But he made a post and he stated that why are you hating on men for being simps, or we'll call them shrimps for right now, because I don't know if that's a bad word anymore. I'm not quite sure.
We don't know anymore, I think.
Yeah. So
we gotta make sure.
Exactly. So we have these shrimps who they just spend all their money on these women, all their attention. That none of that attention has been earned. None of that money has been earned. None of any resource or thing they give them, none of it is earned. But yet they go ahead and give it. So this guy puts up a post and says, how can some middle-aged man go around calling other younger men a shrimp if he's still getting where he needs to get to, which is in the bed? And to me, that's where the distinction comes in, because a real man, at least to me, is not about trying to get them into bed. It's actually trying to start a relationship with them.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people get that confused.
Yeah, that's where the infantile type of mentality comes in, where he's thinking, well, I will do anything to win this game, so I'll give up all my resources. That makes you a shrimp. It also makes you a trick. You can't change that. There's no way of changing that. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But the whole point as a man is to actually find a relationship which you are secure in, she's secure in, and you guys could build a family. That's the whole point. So these shrimps are dating to sleep with women. A real man dates a woman to marry her. So there's a big difference.
Exactly, that's the big purpose.
Because we're trying to start a family. We're trying to build. We're trying to be, honorable men. That's who we are. Yeah. And this guy comes out and says, "Oh, how can some middle-aged man call him that?" Because they're ruining the game. Like they really are ruining the game. You're giving all the power to one side, and
you don't realize it.
You don't realize it. And then now that you have given all that power, now she gets to do whatever she wants. She says whatever she wants. Then women have these great manipulation tactics that where a lot of times we're oblivious to. We're like we don't even notice them. Like subtle hints that she cares for you, but she'll say it in a weird way where it's not really, where it's more sarcastic than it is real, and you have to really read between the lines, and you have to really analyze what they meant. So kind of I know a guy, right, and some girl went and told one guy that she knew she was going to go and tell the other guy that she's interested in him, right? So that's a game being played, because the guy that she told was actually on her jock, practically. We'll call it for, because I don't know how to phrase that in a different way, but he was he was like, even though he had a girlfriend, he really wanted to be with this girl, and he was just doing everything possible. She went and told him, "Hey, I'm interested in some other guy," right? And in the same time, she knows that the other guy's gonna find out. She used one guy to get to another guy, and the craziest part about it is most likely she's in a relationship. I'm not sure, but
wow,
you see what I'm saying? So it's like it's like, man, where do you get that? Like, you have this entitlement to think that you just use these men however you want, manipulate them, get what you want, and then she did 3 guys dirty in one shot. If you really think about it, because if she isn't
Like nothing.
like bro, like I have no
Like-
conscience.
Like they do it so easily that the men don't even realize they've been fooled. You know, and after a while they'll realize it, but they'll realize it too late.
Exactly. So then, you know, we go back to the double standard. Is if a man were to do that, you know, if we replace the woman and we put in a man, and you know, vice versa, whatever, with, you know, with the people, and there's a guy using a girl to get to another girl, and even though he might be in a relationship or not, or maybe the other person that's interested is also in the relationship or not, that guy would be considered you know, a cruel jerk, you know, at least, you know. he'd be people would be talking bad about him. But since it's a girl, they just let it go. Nobody even noticed. And to me, I mean, to me, that's a double standard right there. Because if I were to do even say anything similar to that, everybody would have known. Everybody would be talking about it, and it would be you know, and that's where the double standard comes in. I mean, it's really sad, you know, because like I said, all these things could be controlled that this girl did. It could have been controlled by herself. If she would have just controlled her emotions, and she wouldn't let her imagination run wild, she wouldn't, most likely would have not put herself in that situation, would have not manipulated the other guy to get to one guy. But she could control.
All girls are like that though. They're like wired, so I don't think that's never gonna happen.
Well,
I mean, some girls maybe can control emotions, but you know, most of them won't. Or the imagination thing, they're always gonna, you know, they always overthink. So maybe like a small percent of girls do that, but
okay. I mean, look, how about I'll do this. The majority of girls do exactly as you say, as you just said right now. The example that you gave, yeah. But there is still a small minority in there.
I wouldn't say all, but some, you know.
Yeah. So that small minority is the one we have to protect at all costs, because we're hoping that minority grows into the majority. But at the moment, we're dealing with these different styles, modern way of living, in which girls are now no longer held accountable. They no longer have that responsibility of not responsibility, but I guess the situation where they get shamed, you know what I mean, or they get stigmatized.
Feel guilty?
Yeah, you know, like
they
no longer, the shame is no longer there, so they no longer feel guilty. They don't no longer feel like they're doing anything bad, and since nobody calls them out on it, it just keeps going. And the worst part is that men are backing women up in this type of situation. That's why society is the way it is because there's certain men that are literally supporting this behavior, this bad behavior. They're enabling that bad behavior, and that's why the double standards just keep on coming.
I don't think it's ever gonna end. I think social media made it like worse, so the way it's going, I don't think it's gonna change. We just have to deal with it, adapt, you know. I
mean, I see your point in the aspect that the internet's forever, and I'm sure most likely this is gonna be an ongoing issue. But I'm gonna say that it's possible, you know, because there's there's still fathers out there that teach their daughters the correct way, you know, which is, you know, don't be manipulative. You know, you stay cautious of everybody, you pay attention, you stay respectful, understand that just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. So, you know, there's a lot of fathers out there that are now at least trying to change the society just a little bit, the mentality, because the generation that created this was the generation of fathers who said, "Oh, it's my princess. I'm gonna give her everything," and then the child yells at him, acts like a brat, a spoiled brat, and then what does he do? "Oh, I still love you." So then, now in their minds, those little girls grow up and they think that all men and now have to do what the father did. And that's very bad parenting, by the way. It's just extremely bad parenting, because then she loses respect for men, and instead of having respect for men, she thinks that men are there to serve her, which is
not good in real life.
Not good or real.
Well, hopefully this podcast encourages future fathers that whatever you said, they will do it to their future daughters.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean any more of that in the future.
Yeah, because we want society to keep on going. We this is really good to take away a lot of the double standards that are out there. Like it's like I'm a shorter guy. I don't know why, but maybe a girl has told me and I just didn't care or didn't pay attention to it. Or maybe a girl has not wanted to talk to me because I was short. I have no idea. But again, I never knew. I was never. It was never brought up to me. So, and I've been fortunate to have to be around girls that were taller than me as well. So, I've never had that issue personally. But I do see the double standard in a woman telling men that they're short, but then that woman is overweight. And now, it's like, wait, I can't change my height, but you can change your weight. That's just,
it's a double standard.
Yeah, that's,
you cannot change.
Yeah, so it's like it's very how should I say? For some guys, it's extremely frustrating, but for other guys, it's just it's like completely unfair, because how are you gonna judge me for something that I can't change? It doesn't make any sense. But then that's like saying that people shouldn't like me because of my skin. I can't change my skin. It's just I can't. You know what I mean? So then like it kind of jumps onto a whole different conversation, which is, well, what things can't we change? I can't change my height. I can't change where I come from. I can't change my skin. So those are the three things that nobody should really be telling you anything about, to be honest with you, because it's extremely disrespectful. You can't change it.
Yeah, very rude, yeah.
Because that's like me saying, hey, I don't like where you come from. That's like
you can't change where you come from.
Yeah.
You can just change where I come from.
Yeah, like, oh, well, I'm no longer from the United States. I'm from the middle of United. No, I'm not. I was brought up here in Cali. That's who I am. I can't change that. And I'm proud of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're proud of it, right? We're both from the same spot. So it's like, it's craziness to think that a girl would want to judge me because of where I'm from, because I can't change that. And then on top of that, then we go back to the people who are racist and they don't like my skin color. They don't like me because of my skin color. Like, where is your brain at? Like, do you think do you think a skin color is gonna make a difference on whether the person is good or bad? There's good and bad people in all races.
All color, yeah, exactly.
All colors.
You don't forget that.
Yeah, all the pigmentations.
There's one person who's bad in any race.
Yeah, so that so then that's something we can't change either. So are we gonna accept racism? Are we gonna accept a racist? Right? No, I'm not. I don't really care for them. They don't do anything good for me anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's just their opinion, but it's hurtful.
Yeah. So it's like that. Well, that's the same thing with short guys. It's like, like I said, I'm a short guy. I've never been called short by any girl. I don't know why. I just have that. I have that luck, I guess.
I guess we just see it online.
Yeah.
I don't know where these. I already see like the people that interview girls when they're at a area where there's a lot of clubs. And they all say, "Oh no, I want a tall guy, 6 feet, rich." Like, um, in real life, you don't encounter any girl that says that to you in front of your face. So, I'm guessing it's social media.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
don't know.
like we said the other day, is online is not a real world.
Yeah,
It's not a real world. People really don't think this way. I think that's more for that clickbait that they talk about, or rage bait, whatever you want to,
oh yeah,
whatever bait it
oh
is.
yeah,
You know, whether it's worms or anchovies, you're still trying to get that in. You know, because they want somebody to click on it, and they want to go viral because they're more. See, that's another problem is these people are more worried about their clicks than they are about the substance of the actual material which they are publicizing. You
yeah.
know,
That's true. Yeah,
so it's like you have I can see this guy that I'm sure you've seen this guy, where he has a scale and he's putting it under. He is making a good point. A good point is you can't change it, but then he's going a little bit. It gets to a point where it's a little too far because he's not really. People aren't really learning anything out of it. Like his point was made on the first video.
it's just entertainment.
Yeah. So it's like it's not really there. I mean, we're also entertainment, but I'm just saying at least we try to have some type of substance in which somebody could learn from it. And that's our whole point. Our whole point is to try to do that. But it gets to a point where it's like it becomes a joke. It no longer becomes a serious point.
To me, it's already a joke.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
There's so many girls that same questions. Like,
yeah.
People are entertained by it, so they just keep on going and going.
So yeah, we see. That's what I'm saying. So it's like I guess it was funny, but and it did bring up a good point. The double standard is evident. If you're missing it, there's something wrong with you. But it's like as a man though, when you see this and you're like, where is this place at where these women think that way?
Yes.
I've never encountered any girl tell me that I'm short. And like I said, I've gone out with girls that are literally way taller than me. And I've gone to clubs with girls that are like, 6. I think she was like, I don't know, she was 5'10", I think it was. And I everybody could tell she's taller than me. But and she even wore heels. That was crazy.
With heels, that's even taller.
Yeah, she was like 6 foot, and I was walking right next to her. I looked like her child or something, but that's not the point. That's not her point. No, the thing was, it's. I never had that. Like, I never saw it as, oh, I feel uncomfortable. I never saw it as that. I just thought she was really cool, and we went to go have fun. That was literally all that I saw. I wouldn't care if anybody said anything. As a matter of fact, she almost got in an argument with another girl, another tall girl too. That's almost, I think they were like the same height almost. And because I think I was dancing, and then her and I, when she went to the bathroom with her friend, her and I started, I don't know how she got closer, and I guess because she was in the next table and we got to talking. And when she came back from the bathroom, I guess they gave each other those looks, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
Yeah, I acted like I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't know what it was. You know what I mean? But the thing is, this is the point. The point is they were both really tall. At least they were taller than me, and I was still able to have conversation with them, and then I could you could see that at least one of them was extremely interested in me. So that does not make sense with what's going on online.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a problem if a girl's taller. I don't have a problem if she's short. I do. The only problem I have is when a woman can't control her weight. That's a problem to me. Because that's self-control. That's where that comes in. Um,
Yes. Oh, that's the only thing you could change.
yeah, and you can
Way
change
in
it.
the way you look, I guess. I don't know.
And that, how should I say, the way you carry yourself. It's a little bit better said. You know.
Like I say, like hygiene
Oh yeah.
kind of way.
Oh no. I
Like
mean,
haircuts, stuff,
yeah, yeah,
smell
yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'll say those things, yeah, for sure.
yeah. Well, I mean, those are all things you can change. You know, also your
Yeah,
mentality. You know, if you can change your mentality, then you know, I've noticed that certain women, when they change their mentality, they actually start their beauty comes from the inside out. You know, because there's some women that are just extremely beautiful from the inside out. And then there's some women that are just so beautiful on the outside, but then on the inside, whew, wow, it's bad. It's really bad. So, but like I said though, you know, those are all little things that you can change. I know I can't change the girl's height, so why am I even gonna say anything? I know I can't change her skin color, so why am I gonna say anything? You know, let's say she has a small handicap, let's just say, you know, like maybe she has a limp. Well, I can't change that. So am I gonna go and, you know, say all women with limps are bad? No, it's just, you know, it's craziness. I can't do that. I can't just generalize in that aspect. Especially when it comes down to a situation like that, you know, because maybe she has something, you know, let's say the girl is extremely beautiful, but she's mute. You know, because I met a girl like that. She was extremely beautiful, but she was mute. You know, are you gonna disqualify her as a woman? Are you gonna talk crap on her disability? Or I don't know. I wouldn't personally. I don't consider it a disability because, well, maybe I'm sure it is, but I'm just saying, like, in the aspect of communication and in the aspect of dating, I don't really see that as so much as a because a disability stops you from communicating, you know, that will stop you from doing something. But in that aspect, I don't really see a mute or maybe even being deaf as so much as a barrier, because you can still communicate, you can still go back and forth.
Yeah, like it's not a deal breaker, right?
Yeah, you know, because like I said, I saw that girl, she was beautiful. Unfortunately, you know, I only got to meet her, but I was never able to actually have, you know, sit down and have a normal get to know each other type of conversation with her. I had a few conversations with her, but unfortunately I changed what I was doing at that moment. So you know, I never got to see her again, but that would have been nice, you know, because she seemed really cool and she was absolutely beautiful. And again, the beauty came from inside out. The beauty was not just how her appearance. It was from inside out, you know, and it was just who she was, and it was pretty amazing. So, you know, but then that's, you know, again, now if I talk about her being mute, am I the bad guy because I called it out? Of course, you know, because I'm pointing out something she can't change. So then we go back to what we're talking about. A guy, he's shorter. You're discriminating against his shortness, dude. Like, what are you doing? You know, they call short guys vertically challenged. They call, you know what I mean? Can you imagine that? That's like me, you know, imagine insulting somebody like that. Like telling a woman she is gravity challenged because it seems that gravity doesn't let her grow up. And it's pulling her down so much that she looks squished. and it's all hanging out from the sides. So she's gravity challenged. You know what I mean? So can you imagine if we went around and said that? That's you know, women would all jump out and start saying all kinds of bad things about, you know, start saying things about my appearance. You know, so that's what I'm saying. It's like it just doesn't make much sense. And from like you know, from your experience and my experience, I don't think we've ever seen a girl. I mean, personally, I've never seen a girl put down a guy just because he's shorter. I still haven't seen that. Thank God.
No, you know, to be a very mean girl to do that.
right? And not even in high
Just
school,
have unreleased rage. It just comes out. I
right?
don't know.
So I mean, I think I seen it in I saw it in junior high. Yeah, I saw it in junior high, but I never saw it in high school. Like I don't know why. I never saw it in high school. I never saw it beyond that. But I did see it in junior high where there were, you know, a really tall girl would you know would call a guy a shorty or something, or you know whatever. Yeah, they call him all kinds of stuff, I guess. But I you know, but then again, at that time, it's more along the lines about being as mean as possible in junior high. You know, it's
Just being a bully.
yeah, you know, you're just trying to be as mean as possible. But you know, you grow out of that in high school, and you know, you start focusing more on your studies than on messing around. So it's, you know, everything changes. But
Yeah.
as an adult, I've never seen that. You know, I personally I haven't seen it.
Just people grow out of it, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I think what it is too, that they go to these places and interview these girls that are drunk.
Yeah, I'm telling you that what I said. They do it like at where there's dance club areas. All the girls on the street are all dressed up. They're all drunk.
Yeah,
And I guess if a guy sees a half naked girl getting interviewed, they're gonna click on it for 100%. So I think that's why they do it at those places.
that I mean that's also true. I mean, and I think too that what they do is they try to see, well, this one's kind of dumb.
They say the most weirdest questions.
Right? And
How many guys you slept with? I'm like, what? Can you ask that?
yeah. So it's like
I don't know. I get secondhand embarrassment from hearing it.
yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
You're asking a stranger that personal question,
Well,
and it's
yeah.
being posted online, so you're gonna have a digital footprint too. It's even worse.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I don't see it like you see it, but now that you mentioned it, now I kind of see it, and yeah,
It's all over TikTok. You should see it.
yeah. No, I mean, I see it, right? Of course, I've seen it. I've seen the videos, but I normally just skip right through them because I already know. How should I say? I already know the outcome. Like it's not. I'm not gonna learn.
Watching them.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna learn anything good from it. You know what I mean? Like the first time it was.
It's just pure entertainment.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw it. I was like, oh man, that's funny. Good point. I want to know what this guy's gonna do next. Oh, the exact same thing.
This whole page is just that.
Oh, look at his other video. It's exactly the same. A year passes. It's the exact same scale. Like, it's just like, all right,
He's
bro.
making money off of it too. It's like, it's working.
I mean, I get it, right? I get it. It's funny, but to a person like me, I'm not gonna learn anything more from it. Like, I'm not gonna progress any more from it. Like, there's no.
Yeah. They don't cater to your type of audience, you know. Like people like you.
Yeah, they it's like, to me, it was, I saw it once, I thought it was great, I thought it was funny, but now you've done it 1,000 times. It's just like, you know, it's not this. It's like if you tell me the same joke by 999 times that you've told me the exact same joke, I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, stop telling me the damn joke, bro. It's not funny no more. You know, it was good the first time. The second time, I was over it by the 5th time. Like, you know, so it's like, yeah. So I'm thinking it's just something that people they believe that that's reality. But like you and I, like I said, we've never encountered that. So I don't really think half of it is really real, to be honest with you. You know, because I don't see.
Crazy.
I don't think
they feel like they post like the smallest percentage of women that say that stuff.
Yeah, I think
it's crazy.
They might be a type.
Well, I think I've seen some videos. Some girls say they don't care, but that's really rare.
Well, okay, so
they'll say they don't mind a short king.
Okay,
stuff like that, man.
so what you just said right now makes perfect sense too. Maybe they go through, like, I'm gonna say maybe like 20 girls in that one night, that they interviewed, and they all just said nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. And they find that one girl, you know, that's probably in their, you know, maybe 16th person they've interviewed that night, and she's really drunk and she's really dumb, and she just goes out and starts blurting crap that, you know, and then they're like, that's the one we're posting. But they went through another 20 girls, and out of those 20, one girl came out and said exactly what's gonna make them get clicks. So I'm thinking that's probably where that double standard supposedly comes from.
I was thinking that too.
You know, because
I don't. They post the girls that say the craziest things.
Yeah, like what was the other one that came out? The crazy girl. Oh, I don't even want to repeat it, but she ended up making some scam with virtual currency, and then she got scammed all her fans, and I don't know, crazy stuff. But yeah, she came out and said something really dumb on the mic, and then she went viral.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't even want to repeat it.
I don't think I could say that.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's a sexual saying.
Yeah. See, just even saying it is just uncomfortable, you know. And if I have kids, let's say,
I forgot about her, dude.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So imagine you have a kid in your house, and you're watching that. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. You're like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you can't even repeat the name because it's in a way vulgar. And you know, so it's like, and as a man, you don't even feel right repeating it. As a respectful man, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that. You know, at least not in public. Maybe if we're, you know, having a normal conversation out in the street, sure, why not? I'll, you know, say that girl. But again, she was, you know, she was drunk that night. She said something that was, you know, off the wall, and then she became famous off of it. And it's
off
like
of that three words or 2 words.
Yeah,
something
I don't know. However, the mesh of words.
She made everything. I think she made merch.
Yeah.
Like, named the meme coin out of it.
But if you don't,
she had a podcast too.
Exactly. If you don't see that is a double standard, that's crazy. Because imagine a guy coming out saying something like that. Is he gonna go viral? No. Nah, he's not. And then we go back to the same thing we were talking about in the beginning, is that the only reason why these women have this double standards is because of weak men. All these weak men enabled her bad behavior that night. They enabled it. They made it famous. They made it normal. Do you see what I'm saying? They normalized it. They made her wealthy off of it. And then she ripped off all her fans on top of that. So it's like, man.
That caused her downfall right after that.
Yeah.
She stepped off social media.
You know? And then, you know, it's like the guys are the ones who supported that. That is the worst part.
Yeah, they blew it up. It was everywhere.
Yeah. So, and then her team, the majority of it were men.
Yeah.
You see how crazy it is? So you have these weak men that'll do anything for money. They'll do anything for a woman. And those are the type of guys that will lie. They will tell women these pretty lies, so then they can manipulate the situation to their advantage, so they can control the girl in a better way. And then, you know, they blew her up, and then after that, they left her out to dry, you know, by herself.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's sad, because in the back of all that was these men practically controlling the whole narrative, and all they did was enable her bad behavior and show other women, hey, if you're dumb, drunk, and say the craziest thing, you can go viral. You know, and then you could be a millionaire and rip off all your fans. So it's like, you know, it really it's really bad for society to have that type of situation, because
Yeah.
you know that type of girl, it's not gonna go far. Don't like we said,
No.
you can dress a piece of poop and put a suit on it. It's still a piece of poop. Doesn't matter what you do. You know what I mean?
Great saying.
It's an honest. I don't know whose quote that is. Might have been Einstein. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
So it's like, you just have a piece of poop in the suit. It doesn't change the person. Do you know what I mean? So then it goes back. Then we go back to the double standard of telling men you're too short. But it doesn't change who the man is, and it doesn't change who the woman is by calling that out.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it makes her look worse, and the guy who gets affected by it, it makes him look bad if he, is so sentimental about it and starts flying off the handle saying dumb crap. So it just, so if the guy can't control his emotions, he's gonna go and say something. Like if a woman were to ever tell me, "Hey, you're short," I just look at them and say, "Okay, all right,
Okay.
thanks." Like, you know what I mean? To somebody, I'm tall.
And you could offend them and say that they're big, but it's,
Yeah, but see that. Okay, but that's where the double standard comes, because let's say I go ahead and say
you're
something
gonna get
back.
offended.
Then
What'd you say?
she gets offended. Then she gets all in her feelings. Now she wants to come after me. It's like, it's craziness,
No, you can't say that. Never mind, you can't say that.
Exactly. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna go ahead and do all that, because you especially know that I have my way with words, where I can be extremely insulting, in a very intellectual way. So
Yeah.
and I'm extremely mean when I do go back and forth. So that's the reason why I usually don't go back and forth with women at all, because I have a way with words where I could make them doubt
They
themselves.
feel dumb, right?
Yeah, they feel dumb. They doubt
Like dumbfounded.
yeah, their own intelligence. They're like, am I dumb here? Like, I am really dumb, aren't I? You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that. It's just it's not worth it. Because I think to myself, personally, I think that might be somebody's daughter. It might be somebody's sister. It might be somebody's mother. I have no idea. I don't want to go ahead and disrespect her that way. Even though she may have disrespected me, and words are just words. I don't, what are words really doing? Just be honest. Oh no, you said a word at me. Oh no, you cussed at me. I'm just gonna look at you and say, okay, well, you have a wonderful day, and I'm just gonna walk away, because it's not, you're not really, in your mind you're attacking me, but that's okay. So if you really need to go to that level, that you are so frustrated with your life that you need to go and try to insult me to make you feel better, you got way more problems than me being in front of your face. You know what I mean? You got real issues that you have to sort out at home.
Yeah.
At least that's how I look at it. I mean, I'm different than most people. Now, if it's a woman who's mentally ill and she's out there trying to hurt people, then yeah, of course, that's a whole different situation. You're trying to help the situation. You're trying to help her calm down. Let's say it's a guy who's hurting the girl in some way, and of course, of course, we're gonna step in, right? Because we're men. We're gonna say, hey, what are you doing, bro? Like, let's not do that.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like
There's certain things you do as a man, right? But am I gonna sit here and go back and forth? It's just not worth it, because if I say anything, let's say I say something about her weight. I mean, you heard what I call her gravity challenged. So it just means that gravity has squished her. So she's popping out from the sides. So
you just say plus size.
yeah. Right? You know what I mean?
That's a non-offensive term
these
days.
Is that what it is? Okay. Well, the ones that have rolls in them, they, if I go ahead and say something about that, then it's definitely gonna turn out bad because they're already. If you really think about it, those type of girls, they're already kind of miserable. You know, that's why they keep doing what they're doing to their bodies. They keep feeding it, you know, lard and you know, fat and all this stuff. They eat it, and they're just unhappy as is. So if she's gonna go ahead and start tripping, all I'm gonna do is look at her and say, well, your life sucks, I'm sure, at home, so I'm gonna step away. And I'm not gonna have any type of argument with you because it's not worth it. You know? I'm serious. It's just not worth it. But anyways, I'd like to hear your final thoughts on this, Mr. Shadow, about the double standards and what we could do as men to try to I guess if you ever do get called, or maybe you have that situation, because again, I've never had that situation. I don't really know any guy that's ever had that situation. So give us your final thoughts, sir.
I would say if you're ever in a situation where you get called short or anything, I'll say just don't let it get into your head and just deal with the cards you dealt with. You know, tall guys, short guys, they could go to the gym. They could be healthy. That's the thing that can change. Like you said before in the podcast, weight, your looks, hygiene, you could change. So I say get into the best shape you can, no matter you're short, tall. Just try to be in best shape. It'll change your confidence no matter what. Super short, super tall. I'll say go into the gym. It'll keep your mind off of things.
Yeah, I mean that's some good advice. Help yourself out by improving yourself. That's actually
only way. Like you said, that's the only thing you can change. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I would say my final thought on this is, what you want to do is you want to literally be understanding your value as a man. As a man, we bring, again, protection, structure, all that good stuff. Focus on that. And if a woman ever says that to you, just look at her like, you know, she's crazy and walk away. Because there's really, it's just words first. Second, you know, if you're a man and you control your emotions, then you're gonna laugh because you're gonna be like, okay, thanks, that's it, it's over. Like, you just walk away. Because you know you're not gonna sit there and get in a confrontation with her. That just sounds like a very bad idea. That's probably not gonna turn out well for her physically, and it's probably not gonna turn out for you well because you know lawfully that's not good. So it's probably just best to walk away because there's no point. Now if she starts chasing you, then of course that's a whole different situation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, now she's got mental illness. Now you gotta do what you gotta do to neutralize the situation. I can understand that. But other than that, man, it's just not worth it. It just, if she does say that, and let's say she's drunk and she says that, then you know she's drunk. Just walk away, bro. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, there's no point, yeah. Seriously.
And if she's drunk, she's probably going to say it to the wrong guy one day, and it's going to turn out very badly for her. We all get humbled. So I can tell you I've been humbled. Humbly, I can tell you I've been humbled. So, it's just try to do everything possible to build your confidence from the inside out. Understand your value as a man and what you do bring. And when you start noticing what you do bring, then you will understand that anybody can say anything to you and it won't bother you because you know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So I say don't get it through your head. Don't get it stuck in your head,
Yep. All right. So with that said, we are done with this episode, and we will see you on the next one. Mr. Shadow?
Yeah.
We're out.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Peace.
Peace.